Right, what's going on, people? I hope you're all well. So this video is for busy people that are trying to lose weight. Now, you might be at the start of your weight loss journey, you might be during it. I'm going to try to make it as detailed as possible, but I'm not going to try to ramble on too much because I know that you're a busy person, obviously, which is why you're watching this video. So if I do glaze over any points or you're unsure, just go to my Instagram, which will be a link in this description. Ask me a few questions if you're unsure, or just leave a comment in this video and I'll try to help you as best as I possibly can. So when you're trying to achieve your goals and you're on a busy schedule, it's important to keep things simple. I always bang on about this, but it's so important. So a lot of people will start with their expectations really high and setting out loads of detailed tasks, like trying to train 5-6 days a week, trying to weigh all their food, trying to log their food every single day, trying to go for a run every single day. It sounds really good at the start, but chances are after about 3 to 4 weeks, all of that will just start to crumble because it's very, very hard to sustain it when you're trying to maintain that busy life. You're trying to work, you're trying to fit in a social life. So let's start off with some things that you're going to try to follow as best as you possibly can. You're going to drink 2 liters of water daily. You're going to eat until you're satisfied, not stuffed. So if you fill your plate up and you find that you're struggling to eat it, okay, just save it for the next day or save it for that meal later on. Don't eat until you feel stuffed, because it's important here. We're going to obviously try to put ourselves into a calorie deficit here in order to lose weight. And obviously I'm not going to be a coach, you're not going to have a coach. You've got to try to put yourself in a calorie deficit without even thinking about it. And here's some of the steps that you take to do that. You focus on having protein with pretty much every single meal. I'm talking about 60 to 70% of your meals. Now, I've done loads of videos on why this is important on my Instagram, so you can check that out if you're unsure about that. So you're going to try to stay away from calorie dense foods, so things like ice cream, things like chips, things that if you eat very little in volume, they're still going to have a lot of calories. I'm not saying that you can't have it, but if you want to put yourself into a calorie deficit without even thinking about it, try and steer clear from these foods. Make sure you're hitting at least 8,000 steps a day. So the average adult burns this amount of calories by hitting 8,000 steps. So it's within the late 200s to the late 400s every single day. The calories that you're burning are just going to add up throughout the days, the weeks, and the months. Now, when it comes to training, if you're being mindful of the time that you have, a sweet spot, in my opinion, is training 3 days a week. Now, I've done a video on this called The Best Training Split for Weight Loss, and you can find that on my channel. But it's basically detailing how you'll be training upper body one day, lower body one day, and then you're going to do a full body day. So that's going to include cardio, core, full body movements, ideally circuit training again, because you'll get the most in. And I'd recommend doing this Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, because then you get a day's rest in between and you also have the weekend to yourself. And again, you can do that in any order that you like, guys. Let's touch on nutrition. So of course we can go into more depth than what I'm going to do right now, but I want to try and keep it simple so that you can follow it at home by yourself. So let's just say breakfast. Now, if you are going to fast, typically people like to fast from say 8 hours, I don't know whatever it would be, so, or 12 hours, sorry, from like 10 till 10 a.m. Yeah, 10 p.m. to 10 a.m. Now you can do that. If you do that, make sure that you have plenty of water just to make sure that you don't feel dehydrated. You've got to try to make sure as well that you don't consistently feel hungry and you don't feel lethargic and you can't go about your day. If you do want to have breakfast in the morning, always make sure, like I said before, it's a lean protein source with a small amount of carbohydrates. Pretty much what you're going to be doing is focusing on having a breakfast, having a small lunch, and having a small dinner. And in between breakfast and lunch, and in between lunch and dinner, if you get peckish, you have a small snack. So say something like rice cakes between 2 to 4 and something like a handful of nuts, okay, almonds or walnuts. Yes, they are high in fat content, but they're also healthy fats, which is really important. So I'd recommend don't have any more than about 8 to 12 at one time. You can also have a protein shake, which is a lean protein source. Now, as we want to put you into a calorie deficit without you having to go through the hassle of tracking your food and weighing your food, because you're not going to continue to do that, I can guarantee you, I'm going to focus on one thing: carbohydrates. Okay, now your carbs are your energy source. It's important to say that they are not bad. If you overindulge in them, the body will struggle to burn them as an energy source and you'll retain them and you may put on weight. So don't have any more than about 2 to 3 carb meals on your most energetic days. So say when you are going to train, okay, no more than really 2 to 3, and you'll probably even be all right on less than that. When you aren't training, when you're not exceeding as much energy, you could probably get away with about 1 to 2 carbohydrate meals, small amounts throughout the day. So it's important to listen to your body. When you feel lethargic, that is an energy source, so ideally carbs and fats. When you're feeling hungry, it's protein. Your body's telling you that you need more protein into your diet. Also, try to limit the processed foods that you're having. Okay, I'm not saying that you can cut them out of your diet altogether straight away, because that would take a big lifestyle change. Just try to limit them. And you can have cheat meals, guys. I'm not saying again, continuously have loads of them. If you find that you're someone who needs to go completely cold turkey, otherwise you'll just go crazy on them, then do that. If you are someone who finds that you need to have a cheat meal, have about 1 to 3 a week. You need to have a way that you can measure your progress, because a lot of people will be dropping weight, growing muscle, losing fat, but they're not even sure that they're doing it. Here's some of the methods that you'd use to track your progress. So obviously, weighing yourself, do it at the start. Some people choose to do it every day, every week, at the middle, at the end, whatever it may be. Definitely do full length photos. So do it on a revealing background, revealing piece of clothing, 2 full length from the front, 2 from the side, 2 from the back, and 2 from the other side. Also, try on a bit of clothing that you find is really tight on you at the moment. So whether it be for women, a dress, for men, a hoodie, whatever it may be. And obviously just gradually try it on as you start to feel that you're losing weight. My most recent video talks about what you should do if your weight loss does stall. So I'd recommend going and checking that out. But if your weight loss does stall, simple things, obviously try to move more in terms of maybe go to the gym 4 times a week, but you can still definitely keep it to 3 times a week. Try doing different things that you haven't done in the gym before. Try and increase the intensity. Try to reduce the portion size of your meals. Try to limit, again, the processed foods. Try to moderate the carbs again, but always keep the protein really high. There you have it, guys. That's pretty much it in a simple nutshell. No more making excuses that you can't lose weight on a busy schedule, because if you follow even 80 to 90% of these principles, guaranteed that you lose weight. So I hope that you enjoyed the video. As always, like, comment, share, subscribe. Check out my socials on the description, and I'll see you soon.